Hey guys, welcome to my short video on shin splints. So shin splints is something that is so common in runners and something that most of us have experienced at some point in time. And I want to give you some stretches and some strengthening exercises you can do to try and help combat this. There are two stages of shin splints. One is the very acute phase where it's just happened and you're in incredible pain, it's often sore at night time. And then that phase, we call that the acute phase. And certainly for that you need to be icing it and you need to be resting. The chronic phase is when it's been there for quite a long time, you're able to run but it still gets sore. So those are two phases of rehab that we'll handle separately. When you've got the shin splints, it's pain on the inside of the shin here. And it can go quite high up, so you want to ice it, you can transact, you need to do lots of anti-inflammatory stuff. You can also rub around it, you can try and release the muscle here. Also need to release the calf. It's a whole system sort of problem that you have. So I'm going to show you a couple of stretches to do to start with. For the acute phase, so it's very sore. Often enough of a stretch is sitting with your legs out in front of you, resting on your hands, or you can sit with your back against a wall, and you're going to point your feet. Now often this is enough of a stretch, and you'll feel the stretch all the way down the front, and you're going to hold that for 30 seconds. We're going to repeat that a couple of times, so let's just hold it there. You want to stretch it out, holding it. That's it. And then you relax, and we're going to go again. You're going to go for 3 times. So this is for if you've got really acute pain. Okay, holding it for 30 seconds, pointing, holding it there 3 times. If this is not enough of a stretch, if you're more in the chronic phase and you need more of a stretch, you're going to come onto your knees, placing your feet on the floor. Now try and make sure your feet are pointing backwards. Don't have your feet, often the feet kind of like to point together. You want to make sure they're straight, and then from here, resting your hands down initially, gently lower your bottom to your heels. Now if your knees are okay, you can come all the way up if it's not too sore, but this is a beautiful stretch for the tibialis anterior muscle and for the front of the ankle. And again, we're going to hold this for 30 seconds. We're going to repeat it 3 times. If you find this hurts your knees, take your weight off your knees. You can even come all the way forward. You can put a pillow between your knees and your calves. And let's hold this for 30 seconds. You're going to breathe in, breathe out, making sure your feet are straight. That's it. In the more acute phase, you want to ice. In the more chronic phase, we actually want to bring fresh blood to the area, so you're going to use heat as well. Let's take the weight off. And let's place it back. Now remember, if you're in the acute phase, you're sitting with your legs out in front, pointing your feet. So in that chronic phase, you're going to use heat, but not directly after a run. If you've been for a run, leave it. If it's very sore after a run, ice it. Otherwise, the heat can be used later on in the day, in the evenings, just before you do your stretch is a good time. Right, we're going to take the weight off. You can kind of stretch out those feet, and then let's go again. Nice, this is our last 30 seconds, and then we're going to do some strengthening exercises. Now while we're holding the stretch, I'll just chat about the strength. For your strength, we need to strengthen the front of the shins, those muscles that pull the foot up. We also need to strengthen the calves. So we're going to do both sides, and some activations that you can do yourself at home. You can do them anyway. Right, and rest. Okay, so now we're going to start with strengthening. For your acute phase, you're going to stay sitting. You can do this sitting on a chair or sitting on the floor. You want to have your heels on the floor, and you're going to point and then flex those feet all the way up. So you're going to point the feet down, breathing out, pulling all the way up. We're going for 20. You're going to do 3 sets of 20, pulling it all the way up. This is for if you're in the acute phase. For the chronic phase, when you're not as tender and we need a little bit more strength, we're going to do this in standing. So let's finish our 20 here. Nice. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. For our second set, you're either going to stay here or we're going to come up into standing. So for the standing version, you're going to lean against a wall. You're going to have your feet a little bit away from the wall, pull your belly button in, and you're going to lift your toes up and down. So now it's a lot more resistance because we're in standing, we're actually lifting against gravity. The whole weight is there. I want your knees pulled up tight so your quads are strong. Pull your belly button in, squeeze your bum. Nice. We're going for 20. Excellent. If this is too difficult, bring your feet back a little bit. It gets a little bit easier. Nice work. And with this, you're going to go for 3 sets of 20. So we're going to have a little rest, then we're going to do another round. And let's go. Lifting up those feet. Breathing out. That's it. Pulling them up as much as you can. Great job. Keep going. Pulling that belly button in. We've got 10 more. Lifting those toes up. And make sure you're lifting the whole foot, not just the toe. The temptation is to kind of do that. You want to really get that range. And your feet will start to ache. This is quite a tough exercise. And relax. Beautiful job. If you want to have a little stretch in between, you can. Otherwise, we're going on to our next exercise. If you want to have a little stretch in between, you can go back into our first stretches. Otherwise, we're going into our next exercise, which is our calf raise. So now we want to strengthen the back of that whole lower leg, your calf. We're going to stand on a book, or you can do this on a step, because you want to get that full range of motion. Right, so standing with your toes on a book, stand up nice and tall, strong legs, strong bum, strong tummy, and we're going to rise up and slowly down. We're going to go for 3 sets of 20, breathing out. Nice, and you want to get that full range, so go right up onto the toes and dropping down. As you go up, the temptation is to bend your knees a little bit. I want you to keep those knees dead straight. Pull up those quads, squeeze your bottom. Breathing out, all the way down and up. Now, if you find this very easy, you're welcome to do this on one leg. You can do single leg, quite a lot harder. So then I would go for 10 and 10. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Now in between, we're going to stretch those calves. So take your one leg back, drop the heel down, lean forward onto that front leg, extend your hips forward. Make sure your heel stays down. Bring that foot slightly closer in, drop the heel, and now bend that back knee. Keep your weight in the middle. You don't want to have your weight fully back. That's it. You should feel the stretch with this one lower down in the Achilles. Changing sides. Drop those hips forward, make sure your heel stays flat. Bring that leg in, drop the heel, bend that back knee. Nice. Let's go for our second set. Feet on the front of the book, rising up and down, breathing out. Quads tight, bum tight, tummy in, chest lifted. That's it. Breathing out all the way. So you can do this on your own. You're going to go for 3 sets of 20. We're going to finish this off. Nice. Let's go for 10, 9. Now if you want to break this exercise up during the day, you can always do 1 rep in the morning, 1 set of 20 in the afternoon or at lunchtime, and another set later, depending how you feel and depending on your time. 2 more. 1. Amazing job. Right. Now, our final exercise we're going to do heel toe walking. So, you're going to grab your mat. Make sure you've got enough space that you can walk a little bit. I've got a nice perfect space here. So, from here, you're going to start on your heels, walking forwards on the heels. Tummy pulled in. Then we're going to turn around, go on your toes, walk forward on your toes. Then turning around, keep going on the heels. That's it, keeping your balance. Rise up on your toes. So walking on your heels as you come forward, just walking back. And then turning around on your heels. And we're going to go for 10 of these. Turning around, rising up. That's it, keep going. If this is too sore, stop. You mustn't do anything through pain. And up. So there you have just a few exercises to try and help prevent it, to try and help recover from it. You can watch the taping video that I've also got on my app, which will help you with some taping ideas for the shin splints. But always remember, never run through sharp pain. That sharp pain is trying to tell you something. So if that sharp pain is trying to tell you something. So if your shin splints are really sore, please don't run, rest. You need about 6 weeks to recover from it. Doing the anti-inflammatory stuff every day, doing the stretching, not irritating it, allowing it that time to get better. Once you're getting back into your running, ease into it gently and start doing the strength and the stretching to help prevent it happening again. Things that you always must check. You must check your shoes. Are they new? Are they too old? Are they the right shoe for you? I always go and advise my clients to go into like a run store to go and check out your running technique and if there's any shoes that are best for you. Shoes is probably one of the most important things that you need to check for shin splints. And then also if you've got any other existing injuries, so if you've got any knee issues or hip issues, this can also impact it. So please have a look at your other injuries, have a look at your shoes, get the help you need to help with the holistic healing of this condition.